are the opposition parties fanning the flames under the seat of the incumbent ruling party? These are some of the questions we're hoping we'll get answers to, and incidentally, our guests are all of the opposition parties and public affairs analysts. But just before we go to them, let's join the spokesman for the INEC chairman, Mr. Outdo, who's joined us via Skype to give us an update of what the situation is like as regards preparations for the elections. Hello, Mr. Outdo.
Good evening, Nyota.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Can you just bring us up to speed? What's the situation like as regards preparations for the elections?
Thank you very much. The preparations for the elections are ongoing. We are on the home stretch. Beginning from Monday, the national commissioners will be back in the states under their supervision for a last check on the readiness assurance in all the states. But by now, I can assure you that all materials are in place for the elections, sensitive and non-sensitive. The collection of the permanent voter card also is ongoing, increasing by the day. Now we're at 81.2%. And it is also obvious that the security agencies are on top of their game. So there's a very bright hope for the elections come March 28th.
Okay. Well, the last time the INEC chairman was on the floor of the Senate, he said something that looked like this: 800,000 to 1 million permanent voter cards have not been printed. Have those been printed, and have they arrived in Nigeria yet?
Incidentally, those cards are being printed in Nigeria. Yes, the material that are to be used for printing those cards are brought in from abroad, the blank cards. But the customization of the cards is done in Nigeria. And as we speak, you will have seen in the media that cards are being delivered by the day in all the states. So I can assure you that a substantial number of those cards have already been delivered in the states.
Okay. Just before we let you go, what's the situation in Ogun State? Has the figure moved up from a little over 40%?
Yeah, Ogun State is 49.45% by the statistics that we had on March 12th, which was 2 days ago. Yes, and so now I can assure you, if we check, it will be a lot higher because cards were actually delivered in Ogun State this weekend.
Okay.
New cards were delivered in Ogun State this weekend. I personally know individuals who had not gotten their cards before, who assured me in the last 24 hours that they've gotten their cards there in Ogun State. So clearly the number will be higher by now.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Outdo, spokesman for the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, bringing us up to speed on the situation as regards preparations for the elections. But let's join our guests in the studio and find out what they think about the role of the opposition and politicking in Nigeria. Mr. Makinde, let me begin with you. Would you say we have a viable opposition in Nigeria?
We do have opposition in Nigeria. Viable is something totally, that's debatable. We have, two issues that you can tie to the role of opposition in Nigeria. First, we have the issue of poverty, right? They say in Yoruba that if you say people shouldn't eat the food of the enemy, right? And the friend, has not put any water on the fire, then, people tend to gravitate towards
the food of the enemy.
Exactly, so we have, the issue of poverty where ideology, has been relegated to the background, for instance. And then we also have the issue of winner takes all. In our political setup, once you have election and then somebody wins, then everybody will tend to gravitate towards, such a party or such individual. So the twin issue of, poverty and winner takes all within our political system has actually weakened the opposition
Okay.
to function effectively.
Mr. Arogundade.
Well, when you talk about viability is one thing, but as far as Nigeria is concerned, nowadays you are talking about Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the late sage. That is my leader, the founder of UPN. Today, we have Unity Party of Nigeria, which we still rely on the four cardinal principles of the first UPN. UPN was resuscitated because there is no viable opposition on ground. Because nowadays politics has been monetized. Everything is about money. Integrity does not count anymore. Especially if you look around us, they say charity begins at home. And if you want to be an opposition, you must have something that is different